hello. I'd love to immediately start and have technical difficulties. I have no idea if I made anything better, but we restarted, so we're sure gonna try. If it acts up again, I'm really stubborn and I really want to play this today. So I will try another time, if it's really being funky, but hopefully it'll be better. Hopefully I don't have to panic. And I'll probably still be stubborn even if it doesn't work another time, but we'll hope for the best. I really want to play this game today. I just want this stupid computer to work. So hopefully it will. Send me $1,000 so I can buy a real computer, please. Thank you. Okay, goodbye. I didn't really mess around, so I didn't see if it was better, and it doesn't look that much better. I just want it to, like, wake up and figure itself out. Like, I keep hoping that that will happen magically. Maybe if we give it some time it will, but if we try to walk in this door and it, like, really freaks out again, we're gonna have to do something, so. This goddamn laptop. Okay.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
We're gonna inspect things again because I can't help myself.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Look at the sticker!
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Alright, what makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Alright, take another look at the boring padlock for absurdity's sake.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. This is high stakes.
Your hands are clammy from the sea air. The piece of sticker keeps slipping away.
Gracefully let the lock go. Please.
The lock clanks against the door, cold and heavy.
Alright, I guess, well, can we ask him about it if we look again?
You see a yellow... There is something blindingly modern about this. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
I hate you. Alright, what does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Oh my god. I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? Oh, come on, game, please.
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Oh, I have a fancier brain than Kim. Alright, open it.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
The lieutenant nods at you. Pull on the doors.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area, its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city,
Please, game, live. Oh boy. There's some poppin'. I just want to play video game. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Well, lucky for you, I don't even know how to run on purpose in this game. Guess we could zoom out. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I didn't... I took my flashlight out on the other try to play this game. Let's get it going. We'll zoom in a bit again. The grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. Oh my god, you can see faces a little bit. That's unpleasant. Unpleasant. Too spooky. Too scary in the church. Could have guessed. Where are you walking, Harry? I swear to God. Okay. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Okay. That's not something I can interact with, I don't believe you. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio's frequencies. God, what if it's just the people who are making that game? Wow, I didn't realize how... Jesus Christ. I mean, it's not, we're not in Christian land anyway. I'm very funny. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Could these wires work as contact microphones? So yeah, that's what they were telling us was here, and yeah, could be similar to what... A cell? I can't remember how to say her name. Could be similar to what the girl outside was doing in some way. Oh man, I don't even know where to be. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. Ugh, more people carved into things. Like, it feels bad to be out this far, but also it's such a big space that it also feels bad to be in too close. Like, I don't want to lose sight of what I can try to look at, I guess. And it feels easy to do. Frost to drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window depicting a deer. Okay. Could we go up from here? Kind of looks like it. that's stairs. Okay, good. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Gross. Ooh, new shoes. How do I get to those? Okay, there's kind of another... Okay, I see it. It's really hard to tell, but... Slightly different path. There's really nothing up here. Just behind shit now. Horrible. Okay. Alright, hello, new shoes. Mesk Banger's Red Brogues. Okay, so they weren't lying about some of what they said they saw. Let's look at these shoes. +1 empathy in someone else's shoes. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motif. Motive? That's not how you spell motif. Am I stupid or is the game? Who knows? Sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. Interesting. Is there anything else up here? It doesn't really look like it. Okay. That looks a lot like what we ran into earlier. Do we start there? Portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. It's possible. Is it possible it's recording something? Yeah, it is.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Come on! Come on! This machine looks just like the one in the Doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything. Please, computer, cooperate with me.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Wait, just let me investigate it. Step behind the computer.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Alright, look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
I'm afraid. Because Kim might not be wrong about it being a bad idea to mess with it. Let's look at other things first before we start hitting buttons. We can come back to it. What else? What else can we... Let's look at this.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs. clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you, as if under a microscope.
No, I am not your bug! Look up.
The woman looks down at you standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You. No, she doesn't care about you. She only cares about her shiny sovereign's orb and her silk robes and getting to the aerodrome on time to leave.
Okay, compassion, remorse, mourning. It's not possible to live. Let's be optimistic and say compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Alright, well I don't have a choice, we're doing it too.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles, her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
We got good chances on both of these. Let's just work our way down. This is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
I feel like we kinda already got that vibe.
A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Oh, we're bothering him. Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
Womp.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
They don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten.
You're so boring, Kim.
It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Wait, Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
Stroke your chin first. I didn't think you were spiritual. I don't know where you would get that idea from. I don't like her. She looks like a lever. Why not a good chin stroke?
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I don't like either of these options. Fine, I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
Anyways, nothing has helped us be better at either of those things. We have a good chance anyway. How do I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
I need to get more money for more books from the bookstore. You know, we had a book about her.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
Alright, let's just run through them. We probably can do all of it. Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler? Come on, game.
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
This sounds terrifying. Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Yes! Big bummer! Boring history! Gotta keep it light, man! Keep it moving! Get fucked up instead!
No comment. Where's this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Fuck this pain, Bratan! It's unhealthy!
Oh my god, we're just learning history.
No, you must know.
Yeah, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
Wow, I don't care. Wow!
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
Interesting.
That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
I don't know what to do with this information. I do now desperately want to see someone cosplay this, though. Alright, I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supreme Windy, altogether 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful, or I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what? Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What? Oh, come on, game.
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents.
Oh boy.
Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
I don't understand why they don't want me to think about this. This is fascinating. No, was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her Theriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state, and then There were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Fascinating.
Officer, you stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Alright, we have she's somehow connected to the case. Glowing lungs. That's fucked up. Nothing, just looking around. She's beautiful. She's not human. Yell war criminal. Can you guess which one delighted me the most? Because I think I'm just gonna do it.
Yes, glowing lungs are quite unusual. After that one time, they have not been reported to glow.
He takes his glasses off to clean them.
You know, this church, the coast, we shouldn't linger. Finish what you came here to do and let's move on. This isn't a good place to get lost in.
Kim! Let me live! Reconstruct the cracked glass.
The jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a light motif below them both.
Is it just me, or can you see Henry grooving? Harry. Henry? Harry? The bois? Having a little groove. Hopefully we can move through these all. What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Yeah, it's such a big thing.
Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned, or just hooligans looking for something to break.
Who's the older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the insulindian, on human thinking. a tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Interesting. Alright, Lieutenant, this used to say afterlife, death, after...
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking.
'Cause you are.
The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
Ugh. Alright, what's the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Oh, jeez. Hey, we're not gonna say a slur, okay? I don't know if I like either of them. I mean, the first one's interesting, but as a motto for the RCM, I don't know that either is a... One is a little too much and the other is boring nothing. And I'm afraid that if I say not very feminine, it won't be a joke like I want it to be. But I'm gonna do it.
Not at all.
Okay, step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
Alright, turn away. Yeah, we're grooving on the step. Oh, thank you for auto-saving game. I was gonna have to do that myself if you didn't. And of course, that makes the game freak out, but you know, whatever, it's fine. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Can we, like, walk in there? It looks like we could, but maybe we can't. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. It really looks like we could walk through there. It really seems like we should be able to, especially if something is going through it. I think it's just gonna be the same thing again. Also, I might sneeze, please forgive me. Forgive me ahead of time for having allergies. God knows what other problems. Okay, so there's nothing else to look at other than to mess with that thing, it seems like. Let's go. Let's fuck with it.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
I thought I saw something moving and then I realized it's probably shadows from my own flashlight. But I'm still suspicious.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same lady from before. I'm positive. Oh, come on.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yeah. Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's not clear whether she recognizes your voice. Yeah, I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log feb mar.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Well, I don't know what else to look around at. Let's be a shit. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Alright, I don't know it.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Alright, Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area.
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brune, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brune, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghilaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
No, because I don't know passwords.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Right, press print.
Nothing happens.
No. Okay. What could we find that would give us a password? Gotta admit, there's less in here than I was expecting. Having thoughts.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
I'm not gonna yell. Stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Yell as loud as you can!
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. It's unnerving.
Turn to Kim. What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Can hear shit. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises.
Let's see if we can run down the list. Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing.
Could be.
Game, please don't chug during this important conversation.
He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though.
Oh, come on. Let's converse more than that.
The lieutenant points to his...
Can you hear anything? I wonder why the...
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises.
Hey, whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
No, I can't retry it. Alright, try to see beyond the shadows. Wish me luck. It is so cool that the game is dying while I do this.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
If I don't get to see Crabman because I couldn't see beyond the shadows, I'm gonna weep. What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork, the sense of a great height.
Try to make out something, anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing. Blink. Terrifying.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Ah! That's too scary. That's too scary. Why can't I see it? I have a flashlight. Why can't I see you better? Oh, that's horrible.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Call the Mama Dakwa.
Sure.
It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper, light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the Call du Mama Dakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
Maybe I should have had this breakthrough before I was about to see a supernatural creature. Yeah, I have way better perception now. Oh, that almost makes me angry. That almost makes me angry. If I had had better perception a second ago. Fuck. I mean, I did lose encyclopedia, but I think for +3 perception, that's okay. Fuck! I should have had that a second ago! Alright, let's do a can I even remember what button is quick save? I can. Alright, let's see what this is real quick first. Prayer book has been left open. Boring. Oh god, okay.
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently. The Crab Man.
He doesn't look enough like. Oh god, sorry, I looked at that face and that's just what that looks like, but. Jesus. Oh my god, okay, he doesn't look very much like a crab yet. Are you the Crab Man? Say nothing, be quiet for now. Let's see what happens.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Jesus Christ!
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamro. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershoal.
This is possibly the funniest outcome. Just someone be like, what the fuck's wrong with you, fucking drunkie? And I'm like, you're in the fucking rafters, bitch! Oh god. The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Yes, Kim!
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality.
So he just wants to leave? His solution to that is like, oh, well, we just gotta go, I guess.
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Okay, I guess I have a bit of a problem. It's been getting out of hand lately, but I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Oh, hell no. Let's just do the first one.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Great, more patronizing, so original. Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering. How do you know what I'm feeling? I'm actually here on behalf of some young people looking to establish a nightclub. We'll be a little pathetic first.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
You love Kim so much. You love Kim so much. Oh boy, okay. For some reason I feel like you have a point there. Adjust your tie. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink it, I just wouldn't be me. This is stupid. I don't even know what this is. That's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property. We'll go with the first one.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes into the cold air of the church. Alright, what's the thing I can think about now? I think I actually can't think about anything. I have to forget something, but... Oh, I can't afford to have any less physicality. It's been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic and that it's a sickness and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this. Even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit? I already did quit. Also, I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna get worse. Alright, I can't think about it anyway because I don't have any room. I need to get a skill point and decide if I want to forget something. I really don't think I can handle ruining my body any more than it already is, but if it's connected to sobriety, it's kind of interesting. Okay.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game?
I mean, we already noticed the weird silence, so...
Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways.
I hope we can run them down. You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
It's your neighbors who came up with this name, not me.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Alright, wait, did you also carve all those sculptures?
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
Rub your chin. You've got some nice curves going there. Squint your eyes. These seem a tad derivative. You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies. Honestly, I don't get it. All these figures look half finished. Let's do the last one, because it doesn't seem like he has finished anything all the way.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crabman and a woodcarver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Shake your head. So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom. I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch. So you used to be in a gang, but you don't really remember. It sounds convenient. Let's do this one.
That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry. Extend your hand for a greeting.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Wait, hang on. I'm hearing something weird, so I gotta go check on it. I'll be right back. Okay, hello again. Sorry. Uh, so, essentially, I live in a shitty old apartment, and we have one of those, like, floor grate heaters, and my roommate was cleaning it, and it was just making, like, a wild sound, especially through muffled headphones, so I was, freaking out that something weird was happening in the apartment, and it wasn't, so everything is fine. Okay. Let's reread. This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. He nods towards the ceiling. This church was built around it for the purposes of veneration. I circle it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly. What will happen once you drink from this perforation? Oh god. I want to do all of these.
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
Alright, maybe we can do all of these. Alright, this mother of silence, you mean her? Point to the window.
No, no, no. There's a new god in town, and she can be painted or sculpted because she has no limb or even a face. She is the end. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Faith is a kind of drug.
I heard that before, Way, and I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
This is very dramatic. I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love.
Oh, well, good.
The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
Oh, boy. I was being insensitive. Sorry, let's move on.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Can you sing for me? Sing for me something. It doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence. Singing is good. We should all sing a bit more. Do that one.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
How'd you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
Come on, game.
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
Are these your shoes lying around here? Show them the red brogues you found.
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
These shoes look pretty dapper, actually.
They were nice shoes. Right, I had other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Alright, you've been here for a long time. Did you see the police raid that took place here?
Something like that.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Yeah, do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
Alright, what do you think about the nightclub that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
I thought he would hate it.
Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Alright, do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
I guess we'll do this one. Wait, so there is another person living in the church? Oh, come on, click.
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me how she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
I would love to. Have you by any chance heard the Vejita say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
Just tell me what it is. Yes, it's for first-degree murder investigation, Martinez, or honestly, I just want to break into a radio computer, see what's on it. Let's be real.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
Hell yeah.
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Thank you, buddy.
I think we're done here, Essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above. You know, I knew that I wasn't going to be lucky enough to just see a weird crab guy. But if you have to be disappointed, at least that was incredible.
That was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, it was, Kim. It sure fucking was.
However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
I don't give a shit, Kim. Kim, I don't fucking care. Kim, I don't have time to care. That was delightful. Alright, so now we're gonna break into a computer. And it's gonna be great. I'm so excited.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. The speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon, votre. Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife, death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
No, thank you, Yvonne.
Goodbye, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Read it.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, He looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Hey, read.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving.
3rd entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
Okay, so it's definitely the video game team, which seemed kind of self-evident anyway, but...
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
It's for the game. Artist, programmers, Lexi, who are all these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Knew I could loop you in, Kim.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right towards the silence.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, She got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
It doesn't matter.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
Hey, come on, Kim. We're learning.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Please don't crash game. I'll freak out. Haha, hi.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Oh boy. Okay, I can assure you I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access coalition military data links. We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. We're not just breaking in. I'm pursuing a mysterious lead searching for my lost identity. We're gonna do 2.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Okay, well, how long's that gonna take? Okay, I saved. Are you ready?
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I'm gonna assume we can say a few things. I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. Are you the lead programmer of We're All Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Have you seen the Crab Man?
Nope.
But you know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you?
And?
Okay, it's probably no big deal then.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Okay, her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Alright, why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit.
That's your radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
She stopped working now. I'll say I know a little.
Alright. Well, All radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
In the AR one, it's a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
Alright, what are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core, the light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do, and you're not helping.
I mean, I can't leave her alone though. Isn't it made exclusively for government use?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
She looks up almost proud of you. Why do you have it?
Because I needed something good for my investigation and Reims Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards, so I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a Reims prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see Ream prefects in every police department, for example.
How'd you get your hands on it?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade Reim Rational series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as Reims Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
What about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my Reim prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
She dwells back into the glowing terminal. What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes.
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're doing here.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She says, ready to stand her ground. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing.
There's something frantic about the way she locks her gaze with you, her eyes shining like pearls.
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer.
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Alright, hold on a moment. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. I don't know. I'm not here for some science. I just want to solve a murder so I can go home. I mean, I want to talk to her about the fucking cryptid that I just had a breakthrough thought about. Let's do the first one.
I don't know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But how do I figure it out?
I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it.
You measure it by its surroundings. By that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
That's where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think the Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
You said that the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
Nope. That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world for now. Oh, come on, game. Please. Game, please.
Great. Thanks.
Her hands are a whirl on the keyboard. Okay. How do you feel about anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
She has heard it. Yeah. Have you even listened to it? Like, actually listened? What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Same here, just doesn't connect here. Not like disco does anyway. Or what we're gonna do with, okay, wow, that was quick, why do you hate it?
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right, but how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A youth center would be nice. A petting zoo, a place for animals. Maybe some community space to help the elderly. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for anodic dance music. They say it's their dream.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Alright, I'll let you work in peace now. And save because my game is freaking out. Okay. Hello, journal. We have a million things. Tell Andre about Suna's thoughts. Oh yeah, we gotta go. We gotta see Guard again. Oh my god, we have so many things. We're not gonna do that. I already know we're not gonna do that. I'm never gonna find a tape, I swear. I don't have enough money still, I don't think, to pick up my dice. I'm curious about this one because I did find something that could work as paint. We're gonna have to bother her after hours, I think. So maybe we can do those kind of together. Okay, I guess we just go back outside and talk to people. I think that's about all we can do at this point. Come on. You can do it. Ooh, you can also have a thought. Nope, you can have a thought. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional, some long forgotten style. Okay, let's get out of here. I think I needed... Yeah, I need $7 for the dye and I only have 6 something. Okay. What the game is chugging, as it loves to do. Wander on a little bit here because we didn't check out everything for sure. God, the game's running bad. Dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. You can imagine why calls become terrible sometimes. It's working slightly better. Oh boy.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
I don't know who to call. And I don't know if I should waste the 10 cents. We'll think about it. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Let's wander up a little just to see what we can see. If we can. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, the game really hates me. Maybe we're gonna restart. Let's save, and I'm gonna close the game and see if it makes it better or not. I really don't want to stop early today, but I am concerned about this. Alright, quick break. Hello again. I don't know if it's better, but we sure did try. So let's find out. It's not great, but I don't think it's as bad as what was before, at least. It might be as bad as it was before. Buzz hum. The electricity flows through the wires with audible power. Boy, we are chugging. Why is it chugging? Why is it so bad? Why is it so much worse than it's been? Alright, someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. Take a closer look. Game, no.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Come on! Am I literally full up on stuff? I wouldn't be surprised. No, I got some inventory space, Kim. Come on! Oh, I wish this game didn't want to explode. Slash, it's not the game, it's my terrible laptop, but still, I wish that none of the things wanted to explode. It would be, really preferable to me. This is what I get for trying to play video games. So many money. Things to recycle. Please, game, let me play. Makeshift roof vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. Oh boy. Tarp will keep out neither rain nor snow nor wind. Man, I don't want to restart again, but I might have to. This is really bad. Alright, let's, let's accept our fate. Let's try to restart the entire computer one more time. Which I hate to do. Try to restart one more time. If I start it up again and it takes more than a few minutes for it to figure itself out, then I guess I have to call it, but I'm gonna be really grumpy about it if that's what I have to do. So, let's just call it done for the minute, and I will try to be back within maybe 10 minutes. That might be optimistic for how long this shit takes to start sometimes, but we'll try it. I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't have taken like multiple days off, even though it's silly that a laptop wouldn't like not being on for a couple of days. But alas, we'll give it a shot and see if it helps. So I hopefully will be right back.